In this video I'm showing how I fixed our Glacier Bay dual flush toilet that wouldn't stop running. And just for reference, it sounded like this. And this was going on pretty much all day, so the water bill was starting to feel it. Fortunately, the fix wasn't too complicated once I figured it out, so I'll just jump right into it. To begin, I shut off the supply line. I pressed and held the 2 flush button to drain as much water out of the tank as I could. Then I lifted the lid up and sat it aside. I got this fluid extractor for a different project, but it works perfect for this. It's nothing special, it just works like a caulking gun in reverse. I put the hose down in the bottom of the tank and then pull up on the handle to fill it with water, and then spray the water down into the bowl, and repeat this several times until the tank is empty. I put some rags down to catch whatever water was left. Then I disconnected the supply line from the bottom of the fill valve. I removed the wing nuts that hold the bowl and the tank together, and you should have one of these on both sides. Then I removed the tank from the bowl and I took it to another room where I'd have more space. It helps to have an old junky towel or something soft you can lay it on. I removed this orange gasket from the bottom. I used a pair of pliers to loosen up the nut for the flush valve and then backed it the rest of the way off. I also removed the nut for the fill valve. I didn't think this part was the problem, but it's a few years old, and since I have it all apart anyways, I decided to just replace all the internals. With everything disconnected, I could remove the old fill valve and the old flush valve. Alright, so first, what not to do. When you go to Home Depot, you'll see this. Don't buy it. I got it home and thought, oh, what a nifty kit. It says it'll work for my toilet. It comes with a new flush valve and new buttons and directions and replacement bolts and nuts and washers for the tank. I tried everything and this thing leaked like a screen door on a submarine. So what did work for me was this Fluidmaster dual flush valve kit. It wasn't available in stores, so I had to order it online. Home Depot's e-commerce is actually pretty decent though. I usually get stuff next day. And as you can see here, the new flush valve is pretty much identical to the old crusty one that I'm replacing. I used a hacksaw to shorten the overflow pipe. Not very straight, good enough for government work though. I put the seal back in place on the bottom of the flush valve, then I put it into the tank so that it would poke out through the bottom. I hand tightened the nut as far as I could, and then gave it another 1/8 of a turn or so with the pliers. It's kind of a finesse thing. You don't want to over tighten it and break something, but you also don't want to have it so loose that it leaks. Alright, so super important here, I would recommend getting a new tank to bowl gasket. When I compare the old and the new side by side, you can see the new one is kind of plumper, so it seals much better. So I slapped that thick juicy boy onto the bottom of the tank, and then moved back to the bathroom. I gently placed the tank back on top of the bowl. Just be careful here and make sure that the bolts line up with the holes. I tighten the wing nuts down on both sides. It helps to press down on the top of the tank on the side that you're tightening. This compresses the orange gasket on the bottom of the tank and makes the nuts a little easier to tighten. Next, I opened up the replacement fill valve that I bought. It's not the same one that this toilet came with, but I have better results with this fill valve, so I use this one. We do have to adjust the height on this guy. That can be done by twisting the pipe, adjusting it, and then twisting it back so that it locks in place. I had to do this a few times until I felt like I got it right. And just to show what we're going for here, we want the water level to be about a 1/2 inch below the top of the overflow pipe. And this will position the critical level an inch above the overflow pipe. This is a code requirement, and it's in place to prevent the possibility of potentially contaminated water from being siphoned out of the tank and back into the home's potable water supply in the event of a pressure drop. So I have the height of the fill valve adjusted so that the critical level is about 1 inch above the overflow pipe. I hand tighten the plastic nut onto the bottom of the fill valve. I had some small leaks here, so I had to tighten this one down pretty tight. Then connect the supply line. This plastic hose is kind of rigid, so I use the clip to widen the end that goes on the fill valve, and then stuff the clip in the other end. I attached one end of the hose to the fill valve, and clipped the other end to the top of the overflow pipe. With everything connected up, I turned the water back on to the supply line. I watched for leaks as the toilet filled up, and then I gave it a few test flushes. The rubber hose from the fill valve was a little bit long, so I used a pair of scissors to cut it down to size. At this point, the leak was resolved. Replacing the internals fixed it. But while I was up and messing around with this thing, I figured these buttons look kind of rough, so I might as well replace these too. I ordered this replacement button kit from HomeDepot.com. I'll leave a link in the description. And no surprises here, it's just the replacement button that goes on the top, along with the rods that engage the flush valve. Using the new rods would have required cutting them to length, and I didn't feel like going through the hassle, so I decided to just take these off and reuse the old ones. I removed the top of the tank and sat it back on my towel. This white nut on the underside holds the buttons in place. I backed that off, and then everything came through the hole in the top. And since these rods were already the length that I need them to be, I removed them from the old button and screwed them into the new button. I fed the rods through the top of the lid and then tightened the nut down on the underside to hold them in place. Good as new. I put the lid back on the top of the tank and checked the buttons. There should be a little bit of play in them. If they're too long, then they could press the buttons on the top of the flush valve and cause water to slowly leak. The single flush button on the left was pretty tight, so I removed the lid and screwed the rod in a little bit further. And when I put it back in place, the buttons felt much better. Alright, so that's it for this video, my friends. I hope this was helpful. If you also have a leaky Glacier Bay dual flush toilet, hit the like button if this helped you out, and thanks for watching.